Hey guys, it's me, Delicious Delights, and
Mark,
and
Richard, and Lenny.
hi guys.
Hi.
Okay, so it's gonna be yet another vloggy style review, but before we get into that, you might have noticed that I have a new t-shirt. This is the band t-shirt that we went to go see yesterday, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, OMD. And yes, so that was yesterday's concert. Mark, any thoughts about the concert?
That was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I clearly enjoy what they're doing. Very good in their style of music.
Yeah, and what is their style?
It's 80s synth pop, I guess.
Yeah. Any highlights?
I guess the hits. Electricity. Well, electricity is the best, I think.
Yeah.
And every note okay and stuff.
Yes. So I rarely ever buy band t-shirts. I think they're like super expensive and kind of a ripoff. Unless I really, really love the band. So the fact that I bought this t-shirt yesterday, is kind of like a big deal. The only other band t-shirt that I bought was Smashing Pumpkins, the Zero t-shirt, which I love Smashing Pumpkins, and I was really happy to be able to see them. I think that was a few years ago. Where
Also
was
in
that?
Also in
In the same location, venue in Tilburg, 013. So thumbs up to the OMD concert. How about you?
Yeah, thumbs up. But
I did a lot of dancing.
it's not even my cup of tea, but they were good.
They were amazing.
There
And
were
then,
I
yeah.
think about 2,000 people. It wasn't sold out.
No, it wasn't that. Well, I think it was just the right amount of people. Kind of
3,000
an
people.
intimate performance.
3,000 people fit into the venue, and they made it a bit smaller because they can close off certain sections.
Yeah.
So I think in total there were 2,000.
Yeah. And then the day before that, you guys probably already know if you've watched my previous videos, that we went to go see Alice Cooper. Now, any thoughts about the Alice Cooper
Yeah,
concert?
it was a great show, and especially the show was fantastic with all the antics like huge Frankenstein monsters, Alice being beheaded, Alice being with evil nurses trying to
Yeah.
to put him in a straitjacket and trying to like put him in a place where they magic him away with fireworks and stuff. It's kind of nice, but as for I'm not sure if it was just the place where we were standing or just the sound in the venue in general. The sound wasn't as great.
No, it wasn't. I
And
think
even
the instruments were louder than his actual voice.
But the reviews were very positive, so maybe it was just where we were standing.
And I think he did a great job.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was a great
Yeah.
show, but like Arlene says, from where we were standing, the guitars were very loud compared to the vocal microphone.
Yeah. Anyways, I just want to
But it was a great show.
I want to give a little bit more detail on the beheading. So on the stage, they came out with this big, what are those things called with the blade? Guillotine. And then he put his head in there. It was kind of like a magic trick, but you can
No,
see.
actually, the idea is like the nurses put him in a straitjacket, and when he resists, in the end, he decided to behead him. So.
Anyways, and then this monster, after they beheaded him,
No,
this
that was
monster,
before. That was before.
this monster comes out and like grabs the head, and he's like literally running around the stage with Alice's head
Yeah.
holding by the hair.
Yeah.
That was entertainment for
Yeah.
sure. That was great. So thumbs up to the Alice Cooper concert. How about you?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Now let's go into some perfume, because I know that's what you guys are really here for. Okay, the perfume that I want to talk about today, and first of all, I'm going to ask Mark to put it on his skin so we can get a first impressions from him afterwards. It is another new release from the house of By Kilian, and it's called Gold Night. So this was released along with Woman in Gold. They were released together very, very recently, just like last week or so. And I just sprayed it on my hand. And before I get into it, I will say this is another disappointment. This is probably even more of a disappointment, actually, than the Woman in Gold. And I'll get into why I think that. The opening of this fragrance is super, super duper intense. You get notes, my nose picked up notes of honey, tobacco, booze, vanilla, and woods, and spice. Kind of like a cinnamon, nutmeggy kind of spice.
I
And
have that too. What's
okay, one second. I'm gonna get to you later, okay? And then, so when you hear those notes, I was like really excited because those are notes I actually really, really love. Honey, tobacco, booze, vanilla, wood, spice. They sound like they would go together perfectly. It kind of reminds me of Pure Havane, the honey, tobacco, vanilla. Also, kind of also reminds me of Back to Black by Kilian with the honey and tobacco as well. So as I said, all of those notes sound like they would go perfect and that it would be an absolutely amazing, groundbreaking kind of fragrance. However, it was actually the opposite. On my skin, these notes, the way they were blended, did not work well on my skin at all. It almost felt like, excuse me, it almost felt like almost the perfumer, who I have no idea is because I didn't check, the perfumer kind of just threw in all of these notes into a bottle and just left it like that. Like didn't really do anything more than that. Just throw some nice notes in and hope for the best. Cross your fingers. Now, I don't say that to insult the perfumer or to anyone who enjoys it, but just to my nose, it just felt really thick, very muddled, messy, not really blended very well, and it kind of put me off a little. And again, that's not a knock to the perfumer. I'm sure they did more than that when they were making this, when he or she was making this fragrance. But just for me, it honestly felt like it was just thrown in by some amateur perfumer, and cross fingers, hope for the best. The honey in this fragrance is very, very thick and heavy. It is mostly a honey fragrance. It kind of reminds me of the honey in Back to Black, which I actually really love. And Back to Black is one of the first niche fragrances that I actually bought. Not the bottle, I bought the refills, the travel refills of it. So I really, really like the honey in Back to Black, but for some reason I'm struggling with the honey in Gold Night, and I don't really enjoy that at all. It feels quite uncomfortable to me, the honey. Kind of like if you were to take honey and then concentrate it even more so and condense the honey so that's even more thicker and less viscous. Is that the word when you're trying to pour honey? Make it even thicker, like a thicker molasses type of thing. And on my skin with that really thick honey, it just felt like it was weighing me down, and it was just sticky, and it was just making me feel like kind of, what's the word where you can't really breathe? It was kind of choking me out a little bit. So that's what I got in the opening and in the dry down, sorry. I'm sorry, the opening and the mid. The dry down didn't really improve much on my skin, unfortunately. The honey in here started to feel a bit medicinal, kind of rancid, rotten, almost like a rotten honey. And I know that sounds really gross, but that's how it felt on my skin, and I was struggling with that as well. The texture in the dry down also changed on my skin. It went from that really thick, choking, uncomfortable honey smell, and it turned into an oily texture. Oily and almost like paint thinner, turpentine. So I know that sounds terrible, but to my nose, this fragrance was pretty terrible. And the texture, the oily texture, in a lot of fragrances, I don't really mind. I know that Parfum Aroma is generally quite oily, their fragrances, and I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, but with this oily texture, it was almost disturbing on me. It felt like it was disturbing me a lot. It was bothering me, to be honest. It felt like I was literally drowning in an oily type of honey that was also combined with paint thinner. What else can I say? Also, the dry down reminded me of cough syrup, a honey flavored cough syrup. So I know it's hard to review things when you're not really that excited about it, but I just have to be real. Like, seriously, I don't know how else to do reviews if I wasn't real, you know. I don't want to sugarcoat anything at all. I just want to tell you guys exactly how I feel inside. If I really enjoy a fragrance, I will tell it bluntly. And if I really dislike a fragrance, I will tell you just as bluntly. And I know some people have a hard time with that, hearing me pretty much bash a fragrance, but I don't even see it as bashing. I just really I say this all the time. I just want to be honest with you guys, and this fragrance did not do it for me. I didn't check the price, but I think it's the same price as the Woman in Gold. I'll let you guys know in the description box if it isn't. 260 euros for 50 mils. The packaging is beautiful with the gold decoration, gold accents on the box, the coffin thing. I like the theme about it. I like the name, Gold Night. The longevity was okay. It lasted, I don't know, 6 hours or so. So I didn't have any problems with longevity or projection on this one, especially in the beginning. It's really, really, really beast mode. But other than that, I really wanted to like this fragrance, especially when I picked up those notes in the opening, but they just didn't work on me, unfortunately. So that's my review on Gold Night by Kilian. Now I'm gonna give you guys over to Mark, and he's gonna tell me what he thinks, his first impressions.
I'm not so negative as you,
Okay.
but I totally get the honey, especially
Yeah.
at the start. At the start, I get a whisk of black leather too.
I just want to say I wasn't trying to be negative.
No.
I was just being honest.
At the start, I got a first whisk of black leather too. I think.
Black leather.
Yeah, but
okay.
that like went away like really fast.
Okay.
Now it dried down and it has like that honey licorice that you had at the pharmacy. You know that when you
honey licorice?
Yeah, I'm not sure
No,
if you had
I don't
that.
think
In
I don't know
Holland
what
you
that
had
is.
like the honing drop, the liquor.
So it's like cough drops that is honey flavored.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's okay. It's honey.
Mm-hmm.
Really get the honey. Oh, very honey licorice thing.
Do you like it? And also consider the price point.
I would give it a 6, but then the price would have a 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But not for that price.
Not for that price.
No.
What do Lenny and Richard think? Richard, what do you think of it?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's honey.
Do you like it? Kind of?
I'm not kidding.
Okay. And you, Lenny, what do you think of it?
It's candy.
It's candy.
For cough drops, but I'm not
Cough
sick.
drop candy.
But I'm not sick, so.
I also got that medicinal kind of smell.
Yeah.
So yeah. Did you like it or not?
But I'm not sick, so I'm not gonna use it.
So no.
No.
Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's our reviews and first impressions on By Kilian Gold Night. If you guys tried it, please let me know in the comments what you think of it, and I'll be back with more videos soon, of course. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.